Why are you avoiding to do marketing, sales, and finance as a small business owner? Is it because it's your weakness or you just feel uncomfortable doing it? Well, what if I tell you that facing that discomfort is the only way for you to grow your business in 2025? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, a concept called resistant practice. Hey guys, welcome back to the I'm Not Lucky, I'm Blessed podcast, the show where we help small businesses grow, thrive, and succeed. As usual, I'm your host, Lucky, and today I am here to talk business. So today, we're going to cover three main points. The concept called the resistant practice and the psychology behind it. How you can apply it to your business and address your weaknesses and grow exponentially. And number three, real life examples of how this concept has helped people grow, and it will help you make 2025 your most productive year yet. So grab a notebook because this is going to be one episode that you will revisit for the second time. And let's dive in. So let me begin this episode with a story. A friend of mine who is a small business owner faced a turning point in her business last year. So she was very good at marketing, client relationship, but she avoided doing her finances. She didn't want to hear the word finance. That's how much she hated it. Back in school, she was like, I was not good with numbers and all that. So she, didn't want to improve on it. But eventually the cracks in her system started showing. There were overdue bills, late taxes, and she couldn't even save up to buy equipment for her business. So rather than she stayed in her comfort zone, she leaned into her discomfort. She did a few things. She had a financial coach, took the time to learn, just the basic in accounting, nothing crazy. She took some online course and that just, taught her how to manage her money wisely in her business. And guess what happened? Things turned around for her business. The business became stable, and she also unlocked new growth and opportunities that she thought was impossible. This year, I challenge you to do the same. What's one area in your business you've been avoiding? Is it marketing, delegation, or managing cash flow? That's what resistant practice is all about. So, what is resistance practice? Resistance practice is a principle rooted in psychology and performance training. It's all about deliberately focusing on your weak areas, leaning into your discomfort, and pushing past your boundaries. This concept is inspired by the idea of deliberate practice, the intense focused effort required to master any skill. As a small business owner, I want you to resist comfort. Stop doing only what feels easy and comes natural to you. So if you're good at sales and bad at finances, stop waking up every day and doing sales. Start the day doing finance. Prioritize finance. It could be just one thing every day that you do towards improving that. And then I also want you to resist shortcuts. So instead of multitasking or taking the easy path, how about you just prioritize on deep focused work on the areas that matter to your business? So create time on your schedule to work on those weaknesses. Don't ignore them. Face them head on. And then resist the fear of failure. Because growth only happens when you're willing to make mistakes and learn from them. I've realized that it's not the things that we are good at or do that stops us from growing. It's the things that we are bad at and refuse to improve that holds us back. So a good example of this is weightlifting. When I first started my journey in weightlifting, I only wanted abs and chest. I didn't want anything else. So I really focused on training abs and chest. A year or two into the weightlifting business, I discovered that, my abs and chest were getting better, but my lower body wasn't getting better. So how do I balance this? I went and did my research, and what I learned was I have to prioritize training my legs the same way I used to prioritize training my upper body. So what did I do? First day of the week, I did legs. I didn't do chest. Usually I would do chest on the first day of the week. And then I'll keep legs to the end of the week when I'm tired. And then I'll have a very, very shitty workout. I flipped the switch and started my week training legs. And then when I'm tired because my chest is good and better, I'll train chest. My weak area, the legs, needed more work. So I started the week with legs. So at first it was difficult. Everybody else was doing the opposite. Chest first, chest first, chest first. But I started doing legs first, legs first, legs first. And a few months in, I started to see growth in my lower body. People started asking me, yo, what are you doing? How do you train? And I gave them the example. And that is the same way I want you guys to apply that to your business. So if you're naturally good at sales, okay, that's amazing. But take a little break from sales and look for another area that you're not good at, like financing your business. So Monday morning on your way to work, maybe do something that would help you with finance. And then keep sales to the end of the week. Because if you start with sales and do finance, your finance is always going to suffer because you don't have enough energy by Friday to put in good effort. But if you start with finance, the beginning of the week, where your energy is full and at its 100%, you do finance is going to get better. That weak area is going to get better. It's not just finance. So many things you can apply this principle to. Flip the switch. Instead of doing the thing you love most first, do the thing you hate most first and do the thing you love most last. Growth happens when you're willing to make mistakes and learn from it. I've realized that it's not the things we're good at or do that stops us from growing. It's the things we are bad at and refuse to improve that holds us back in life. So don't let your weaknesses hold you back or your business this year. So now that you've understood the concept of resistant practice, what I want you guys to do is be your own worst critic. Take an honest look at your business and ask yourself, what am I avoiding because it feels uncomfortable? And what's one weakness that could become a strength if I focus more effort on it? The key word is focus effort. And with my story, I had to focus a lot of my effort on training my lower body because I realized that was a weakness of mine. And I didn't run away from it. I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, damn, Lucky, you got some skinny ass legs, man. And you can't do anything, So I intentionally be your worst critic. Don't be afraid, because that's the only way you're going to grow. And after you do that, come up with a plan to address that weakness. Don't just let it go or leave it like that. You get right. You have to address it. And then also, what I want you guys to do is come up with creative ways to work on this weakness. Mine was I had to start the week training legs. So I started the week on Monday training legs. And then I realized that I could still train legs another day before the weekend. So I went from Monday, and then Wednesday I was feeling better. I trained legs. And then realized that Friday I could still train legs. So right now I train legs 3 times a week. And that's one of the ways that my leg grew. So don't just identify the weakness, but come up with ways that you can, make it better. Then another thing I advise you guys to do is practice with intensity. Practice like it's your life depends on it. When I go for my leg workout, chest days, I'm very friendly. But on leg days, I'm a completely different person. If anybody if you ask a friend that trains legs with me, they'll tell you, on leg days, we're not friends with Lucky because he's a whole different person. And that's how intentional I am when it comes to training. Because I know this is a weak area of mine and I can live with that weakness for the rest of my life. You get right? So the only way for it to become, a strength is practice with intention. I go into that gym, like today, I'm about to mess up my legs. If I don't walk out of the gym crawling, it was not a leg day. You get right? So that's the level of mindset that you would need to improve on a weak area. So why do resistant practice work? I'll tell you why. It builds resilience. You become very comfortable with discomfort, which is a critical trait for any business owner. One of my favorite quotes from Ricky Rogers was, strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. So imagine if you overcome this weakness that you've been afraid of your whole life. How would that make you feel? Wouldn't you feel great? That's what we are looking for on this podcast. You doing things that make you feel great. Also, it helps you to eliminate shortcuts. You're not looking for those, 5-minute abs 3 minutes leg workout. No, those don't work. The thing that works is intentional practice. Sometimes it takes more than 5 minutes, just facing it. And then lastly, it sets you apart from the rest. Most people avoid discomfort, but when you embrace it, you just gain a competitive edge over others. When I go into train legs, people admire me. It's like, this guy does leg 3 times a week. I don't know how he does it, but personally, it feels good. You get it, right? Because they don't think I'm normal. And that's kind of like what I want people to think about me, that this guy is not normal. So those are, a few of the reasons why I think resilience practice work. So give it a try. So before I leave you guys, I have a challenge for you this week. I want you to identify one weakness in your business. If possible, leave it as a comment right now. And then design a simple drill or challenge to tackle it. And then lastly, I want you to share your experience with us on social media at I Am Not Lucky, I Am Blessed podcast. I would love to feature your story on our future episode. Remember, growth doesn't happen in your comfort. It happens when you push yourself past your limit. Thank you for tuning in on the I'm Not Lucky, I'm Blessed podcast. And if you found this episode valuable, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow entrepreneur who could benefit from it. Until next time, my friends, remember, you are not lucky, you are blessed, and let's make 2025 the year of growth. Peace.